sudden explosion. Yeah, y'all don't get the benefit of countdown.
The following contains violence, coarse language, and adult situations not suitable for minors. Viewer discretion is advised.
Brutal!
Hello, everyone.
Yo.
Oh, I should probably... welcome to this week. I hope you all had a 4th of July weekend to remember. I know I will.
Yes, my neighbors are shooting fireworks all night. I didn't go to work the next day because I lacked sleep.
Did you have anything burned down?
Thankfully, no. Why did you?
Good. No.
There was a pause. There was a pause before that, no.
No, okay, no. Something bad happened, but it's not relevant to fireworks.
I mean, I feel like that's a lot of what happens on the 4th of July.
Uh-huh.
Like, some of it is related to fireworks, but things bad happen that aren't related to fireworks either.
Yeah, I was at the beach for a week, and that was pretty great, and then I came home and my cat died, so, like, it was a pretty bad 4th. But, I made up for it by blowing up a bunch of shit. So, actually, it was a fine 4th of July. It was just right before it.
I'm going to minimize this because I can't stare at that face and talk about what we're going to talk about for, like, the next 30 minutes.
You can't bear to look at my face?
No, I can't stare. Like, I have the video we're going to talk about later pulled up. And
God.
Yeah, he stares into my soul.
I bet.
I can't. Cannot do it. I'm going to see my beautiful Mashenko fan art that is my monitor screen. All right. So, hello, Inquisitor. Yes, we have Ceddar with us, and he is going to be our third host tonight. So,
this is actually her second time on our show. She was on for what was his name? Neryl's Rise of Skywalker video.
Oh yes.
Yep.
I do remember that.
Yes. Rise of Skywalker sucks, and it's all everybody else's fault.
I think everyone flatly agrees that Rise of Skywalker is shit.
Yeah.
Except for people on TikTok. That's could have been cancer.
Good, but like, I mean, TikTok is just in general cancer.
Yeah, no, in general.
Like, the problem is The Last Jedi ruined everything, so The Rise of Skywalker was just doomed for failure. Plus, J.J. Abrams can't finish anything.
I favorited things that was making fun of The Last Jedi, and then I keep getting recommended all these fucking videos about how The Last Jedi is a masterpiece of cinema, like, look at what they're doing with it, and then justifying the logic of it. And I actually got in a 3-hour debate with someone about why Rey shouldn't know mind powers, just for the conclusion of the debate was, I'm not talking about what happens in the movie. And I'm like, okay, if you're making up shit and writing fan fiction, then yeah, your explanation is plausible to why Rey knows how to use a mind trick.
But
that's not in the movie. And she's like, I don't give a shit about the movie. And I'm like, okay, then I get.
Why are you having this
Why are you talking about this? Okay, go write some fan fiction. Jesus.
All right. So I need to begin this by ranting, which is what I do on this channel. This is Razor Fist. I just capture
legally trash.
I'm basically the poor man's equivalent of Razor Fist. So here we go.
All you need is a biker outfit.
Yeah. I do have a fake leather like Deadpool jacket I could put on and film myself in. But I saw Loki, and I just have to say, what the fuck have you done, Disney? No, really, what the fuck? We have probably one of the best villains in the MCU just thrown into this weird place. then these random... He takes the space rock in Endgame. He takes the space rock. Yes, Inquisitor. I am discount Styx. Although Styx Hexenhammer is definitely like 100 times more articulate than I am. Like, I guarantee you he's better read and he's more articulate than I am. However, Loki is garbage. And let's talk about my biggest gripe first. So, you know those stones that everybody like was on about? The whole MCU sort of revolves around them after Captain America. They're paperweights. Utterly worthless. Why? Because the Time Masters say they are. Like, Loki takes the Space Stone, escapes, and then because he escaped, he's deemed a variant in time. So these random cops show up. One of them is an overweight black lady, so no, she's probably a lesbian. They capture him, put him through a bunch of processing, and then walk him before court where he's deemed guilty because he stepped outside the plan. So these infinite, all-knowing beings have basically made the Infinity Stones inert. You know, that sacrifice, that meaningful sacrifice that
I heard about that.
The meaningful sacrifice that Black Widow made, the tragic death of Gamora, so Thanos could achieve his goals. Like, all those things, well, they don't matter, really, because, you know, it doesn't matter, because it was supposed to happen. And it was supposed to happen because someone else deemed it as supposed to happen.
This sounds like the first season of Legends of Tomorrow.
And wasn't like one of those Infinity Stones supposed to rule over time? Like that's its entire existence, is to basically be time. And what did Doctor Strange see when he looked into the supposed 3 million different timelines? Except, you know, there's only one timeline. But Doctor Strange saw 3 million different timelines, where only one they succeeded. Were there variant timelines? Or did random black lesbians show up and vaporize Iron Man because Iron Man didn't become Iron Man? It raises so many questions, but makes everything else utterly pointless.
It's determinism, and they just introduced determinism into the universe, and they would infinitely reset timelines until it went the way they wanted it. I think I heard someone else ranting about the same thing.
Exactly. Yes, Inquisitor Matthias. And then who is it? Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson, who's the main detective guy in the show, basically steps up and is like, "Hey, Loki, why do you do what you do?" And shows him his whole timeline. And Loki's just like, sad boy now. Straight up, he sees his own death. He sees his mother's death. He sees his redemption arc. But then he's just sad. And then it's like, wait, why do you care? None of this technically happened. It's inert. It doesn't matter. Or you didn't actually cause the things that happen to happen because you're here. You didn't cause the death of your mother, which, you know, sort of led you to want to redeem yourself, to be better. Like it just this entire series just fucks with the entire MCU and the sacrifices that were made. Iron Man didn't have to do anything because if he didn't, well, they would have just corrected the timeline until he did.
So were they? So they were. The Avengers were meant to go back in time and
Yes.
take the stones from other timelines.
Yes, which, like,
that's not supposed to work, if I recall.
Yeah. So apparently, what the Avengers did was supposed to happen, but Loki escaping wasn't. But what the Avengers did was supposed to happen.
So what's the show even about?
It's about Loki hunting Loki, which EFAP did an episode about this today. Turns out, spoilers, Loki's a girl now.
Yeah, I think there's like there's a girl Loki from an alternate timeline, and then there's a Loki that looks like the one from the comic from the 60s.
Oh, is that what that is? I did see a female version, which I mean that's not entirely outside of the Loki lore.
Yeah, he is a shapeshifter.
Very true.
So I don't necessarily have an issue with that. What I would have an issue... Oh, God, wait, there's a female version of Loki? They're already shipping this version of Loki with the past timeline version of Loki. And we already are going over the Onceler shipping all over again, and I have to witness that.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you call that? Self-cessed?
Yeah, self-cessed. It's so bizarre. It's being repeated. And that's the same type of guy, too. Do you remember the Onceler from that fucking Lorax movie?
Yes.
Yes. So they took the very now outdated fedora and like vest suit version of it, and then the actual full version of the Onceler with the green coat, and they ship them to you together. And I don't know the extent of that. So yeah. And so now there's going to be a Loki and Femme Loki ship. Oh God.
Yep.
How many layers of self-cessed is that?
Also,
I can't hear myself. I need to actually.
We can hear you.
Oh no, I'm just yelling because I can't hear my own self. Sorry.
Like the time people are just it's like the Game of Thrones episode. No, it's not like Game of Thrones. It's like
that was
basically name a moment from the sequel trilogy in Star Wars, and you can tie it back to how it fucks with basically everything we knew about Star Wars. This show,
the Holdo maneuver.
Yes, exactly. This show is effectively that moment in one episode. Like, all I've described is the first episode.
Damn.
Like, that's it. Like, all of this happens in the first episode. So I'm just like, this thing is awful. Why Disney? It couldn't have been Loki, running from Thor who tries to catch him in the time period. Or fucking with him. By the way, there is a good joke in Loki. Turns out Loki was DB Cooper.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
It's just so good. It's such a good joke. And it doesn't deserve to be there. Like, that joke deserves to be in a damn good show. Because that's hilarious. But it is here, and that is unfortunate. I'm just so pissed. Like, those things that brought the Guardians of the those stones that brought the Guardians of the Galaxy together, or those stones that effectively created the Avengers. There's those stones that people died to get. Thanos sacrificed the only thing he loved to get one of them. and it's basically just a paperweight. It doesn't have any meaning. It's not special. It's not unique.
Mm-hmm.
There's thousands and millions of them, to the point where people think they're so common, they can be a paperweight.
Oh gosh,
Also,
they actually use it as a paperweight in the show?
Yes, like it's a throwaway line, but it's such a important line. Like, it's this guy who's Loki basically escapes these people's prison, and as he's running through, he's trying to find the space stone so he can get the hell out. And he finds the guy with it. It pulls out the drawer and looks at it. It's like, there's all the Infinity Stones right there. Just in a drawer. Just sitting there in a drawer. And he's like, are these the Infinity Stones? It's like, yeah, we got a lot of them. Some of the guys use them as paperweights.
Oh gosh, that's insulting. Damn.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, it's so destructive to the entirety of the MCU.
And just imagine if like DC did that with the anti-life equation. This mathematical.
Every time someone says the anti-life equation, I think that's the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah,
I think that is the most.
It's not the best name.
I think it's the most retarded name.
Yeah, the DC animated universe made it work. Maybe just because Darkseid had a really awesome actor playing him.
But I'm just I hated every moment I was watching Loki, and it deserves to be thrown in the garbage, like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I've gotten to a point where
it very much does the Captain Marvel thing where it sort of rewrites everything that happens.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's gotten to where I've started to just remove things from my headcanon. I've developed my own MCU headcanon. I just start filtering shit out. Like,
hello, Flint.
Damn, Ceddar.
Yeah.
That's a really deep cough.
Ceddar dying in the background.
Sorry, that's my boyfriend. I forgot about him.
I'm sick. Leave me alone.
No, he gets to cough all he wants.
Anyway, I think that's it. That's all my that is my rant.
Yeah, I can see how that's a giant issue considering the last 10 years of build-up around the
stones, the heroes that are going for the stones.
I don't know if they thought it would be. Some people are so flippant and they really don't know when to not. They know how to absolutely undermine things, but they don't realize that they shouldn't. Because we're moving into phase 4 with Endgame. That whole thing is kind of wrapped up. I suppose for me, a lot of people really just don't care anymore.
I don't care anymore. Captain America, Hawkeye, and Iron Man were like half the reason I watched. So, bye. Like Phase 4, or Captain Marvel's getting a second movie. Doctor Strange is getting a second movie. The first one wasn't that good.
Sorry.
All right. So, let's move on to our second topic for the night. It's Hello from the Hollowwoods. Which, I'll take this one. It's a podcast that's on Spotify. You can find it on Spotify.
Oh, yeah. What was it called again?
Hello from the Hollowwoods.
Yeah. It definitely is inspired by Welcome to Night Vale.
Yeah.
Hello from the Hollowwoods. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
That's almost a ripoff. I mean,
supposedly the podcast stars LGBT survivors in this place called the Hollowwoods, where various monsters and whatnot exist.
Right,
is a
I
horror
kind
that-
of got that.
yeah.
So
LGBT
It's a horror
LGBT
anthology
survivors.
I don't mind that.
So when you
Honestly.
say when you call them survivors, were they all sexually assaulted or something, or
don't
did
know,
they
I
or
guess
did they go
they're
through
just the
conversion
subject
therapy?
of the story.
They survived the story. It's just kind of horror based.
It is like it's supposed to be a horror podcast, but honestly, I have seen better.
Okay, so the
I
whole
have
time the
listened
guy
to
was talking, I was waiting for him at the end of every line to say "Quoth the Raven, nevermore." The way he read it was kind of cheesy, but in a way that sounded like a poem. It didn't feel like a narrative, but then the lack of any like poetic structure kind of threw me off at the same time. So it was a bit odd.
It's weird.
It's inexperienced. That's what I'd say.
Mhm.
I don't think it's not bad per se. It is unexperienced. I feel like he would have if we like go to the end of the series, maybe he'd be better. But the first thing that you do is really important. It's your first
Yeah.
impression. And so not a great impression, because I kind of like dark horror stuff, and we could even go in about like the content of the two
Mhm.
stories that we heard. But with the podcast, it was someone's first attempt.
Like as a whole, it feels like they're aping a few horror podcasts I've heard, but they don't really have all the elements down pat.
Yeah,
Like with the narrator and the sort of outside viewer, and then the random like advertisement.
okay, yeah, the random advertisements really did not work with.
Yeah, they don't.
I didn't get to the advertisements. What happened?
One of them was the dream box, where it was implied the threat is that people hunt people down and force them into a dream box. But it has a very chipper tune, and it has like the corporate do.
Oh, I thought you meant like the guy actually tries to plug for things like Raid Shadow Legends.
No.
I was just sit there and I was waiting for like an
Like
actual plug advertisement, and I would have been like, that would be tacky as fuck. But they were horror advertisements in the same way that Welcome to Night Vale has like, and here's the weather, and it plays music, and it has other advertisements which are small side stories.
Yeah.
It doesn't integrate as well, or at least
it doesn't.
the structure of the stories did not allow for it.
And I've listened to two more episodes of this. It really doesn't get better.
Sure.
Like-
I mean, I don't think they would in the first couple of episodes. I'm talking about seasons. Maybe their next project will be better.
Maybe.
But if the writing doesn't get better, like execution, I can par.
Execution
but if
you can forgive for for a good story.
Yeah, and the thing is that they weren't
that good.
It wasn't that good. No. And like the LGBT stuff was absolutely fine. I didn't notice it until the end of it anyway. But like, we tell them all the time to go make their own stuff, and here they're making their own horror podcast, and I think that's fine,
Yeah.
I thought they had the non-binary werewolf thing. Is that what it was?
I think
The
so.
Diggory guy?
I think it was a corpse.
It was a corpse, and it didn't mention remembering a past where it was a woman that had a wife or something.
Yeah.
And I took that as like whatever. What was kind of weird was actually fully hearing someone use they pronouns, and at that point, if you're a rotting corpse, just use it in the singular. There was a lot of points where it was kind of awkward.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like the general.
Yeah, the first time I heard the they, I thought it was referring to multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to listen to it over again. Like, oh, okay, Diggory. It's talking about Diggory.
Yeah. I mean, it made sense to me on the outset onset of it not knowing who it was. I don't even think it was its name was Diggory, if it was a woman beforehand. It made sense that it was genderless, so it didn't bother me. I don't. And I have heard the singular they before, when you refer to someone and you don't really know who they are, and it's more nebulous. I don't know. It doesn't flow very well together, but
No, it doesn't. It starts out with him, with the narrator just like talking to the audience, which is fine if you're gonna do what the White Vault does and basically set up who, like, this is what I'm doing here. I'm just I am the narrator in this story of collective, like,
oh yeah,
explanation.
where it straight up sounded like the fucking start of This Is Halloween.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the thing hiding under your bed.
yeah.
I heard that, and then I was just waiting for the "This is Halloween, this is Halloween, Halloween."
Like there's a lot to be said about the writing, that it feels like someone who really doesn't, who's listened to like Welcome to Night Vale and really not like Welcome to Night Vale and Tumblr horror, which really isn't horror at all. It's just like romanticized shit.
Yeah.
Instead of things like the White Vault or the Magnus Archive, things that are like genuinely things that can genuinely disturb and mess and like screw with people's heads.
They miss the point. They get the aesthetic, and the whole time they're just kind of describing an aesthetic, but they're not even describing it that well. And also the way the narrator's delivering it, because he has a very exaggerated voice, but since he's using the same cadence for each sentence, it all blurs together, and you might as well be reading it in monotone, because it does not vary from too many sentences, like from sentence to sentence. And I just remember the first story was, I guess, a girl going into her father's study, and she opens up. I thought it was a drawer.
I thought it was a guy.
Yeah, I thought it was a guy too.
Like, I think it was a guy.
It might have been a guy. I don't know. There might have been like a hint later on about something that made me think it was like, oh, is this actually a girl?
Like the first story, I was like, oh wow, this is actually kind of good. But as things went on, like that first story is the high point, and everything else is downhill.
Really? I didn't like it. It felt like it was trying to. Well, okay, so
I mean, it felt like it was trying too hard.
It felt like it was trying too hard. It was describing more an aesthetic rather than something that was actually kind of scary. And that's kind of the whole point of the writing, is that they're missing the deeper implications of what makes it scary. Because like one of the my favorite episodes of Welcome to Night Vale, and I actually haven't listened to a lot of them, so I need to go back. But it was like the story about you, and it's narrating in the second person, you doing all these things. And so one of the first things that was like really kind of unnerving was it was describing the you and how they had a good life, and the you just decided to pack up and leave your life and just go somewhere else because you saw this giant black thing in the sky. And that was like the best description of Lovecraftian horror. It's this surmountable thing, and then you do this very real thing where you just go off and you leave your life behind, and kind of like a trance. And the horror of that is you acting outside of your body, but also that's something so achievable that it is something that you can do. Whereas like opening a cabinet and there's like the waves, it sounds really cool, but like, where was the scary? Where was the existential dread?
From an aesthetic standpoint, like what is supposed to like creep me out about this?
Not even aesthetic. What on an emotional level? What is supposed to make me unnerved? Yeah, I like the idea of an ocean in the closet that comes and sucks them in, but it should be like a secret. I don't know. I think that's what they usually what that would be is you open up and there's a vast secret, so maybe everything you know about your life was destroyed and it's like a vast black ocean that sucks you in, but I didn't really get that. And so that's what I mean, that it misses the emotional point of all these horror stories.
It has a lot of the aesthetic, but none of the pathos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and one of my favorite episodes of the Magnus Archive is one of their like really late episodes, and it's basically done in all poetry. Like the whole episode, except for like the very beginning and the very end, is poetry.
Ooh.
And it's done as sort of an examination of identity.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, see,
and
there's
how
something else going on with it.
like it's set in a carnival, and how like it's an examination of the struggle for identity.
Which you'd
with
think would have
her.
been like something that would have carried over into an LBGT podcast.
Yeah. But I feel like the creators behind this haven't listened to a lot of horror podcasts. And there's another one I want to talk about. It's called oh crap.
I think
can't
I listened
remember what
to,
it's
they
called.
just don't analyze it deeper. It's skin deep. That's what it is. And I'm like,
very, very shallow. Like it's supposed to scare you with these sort of descriptions, but
ooh,
never
there's a little
takes
boy
that
with
next
stitches
step.
in his mouth that the corpse guy they try to cut out, but oh no, you can't actually touch a ghost. You're supposed to destroy the piano? What the fuck was the piano about?
What was the piano about?
Okay, that's cool. Neat. What is it? What does it mean?
Yeah.
we're the art teachers that are looking at this and we're like, what does it mean?
I guess it fits with the theme or the stated theme of keys, but like really that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
To say like he's bound by the piano has keys.
With keys. It had something to do with
it's
the
so
past?
deep.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I guess we had more to say about it than we thought we would.
I had a decent amount to say, and I think I might have like a little bit more, but I don't know. We could suggest maybe some positives. If you want to hear some like a really cool horror story, like not a podcast. I don't know who it is. I have to go find him again, but there are like 3 really long form internet stories that were like written on Reddit that are so good. I guess they're not really that deep, but they're just so engaging in the plot themselves. Have you heard? I think it was, what was it? My Property Is Not Normal.
No.
Where the guy that he lives, so a man just moved out into this government house in the middle of the woods, and his property has a bunch of paranormal activity on there, and he just kind of moved there because he had a nebulous, really bad thing happen in the past, and you're guessing he's military, but he flippantly deals with the most horrific creatures that come by and terrorize him. What's it called? It has to be Reddit, not be Busta. It was another man. I missed it. I was like,
but yeah, if you want to listen to a good horror podcast, the Magnus Archives is definitely one I would recommend wholeheartedly. Hey, also the voice of the primary voice in the Magnus Archives is like the smoothest British voice ever. So,
Oh, okay, yeah. It's a no sleep story. That's what it is. It's actually really funny.
I think
Yeah,
they,
Mr.
they have a
Creepypasta.
few. There's a few podcasts that do no sleep.
Yeah.
That do creepypastas and no sleeps.
This is this YouTuber is really good at like actually narrating. He really kind of elevates the story by being a really great voice actor. And my favorites that he's done was like My Property Is Not Normal. I think another one was which was really cool was I made a bet with my roommate to ruin my life, and now he's actually doing it. And that's actually a really long form one that's very, very interesting, where his old roommate just goes around and he fucks with the OP to like push him to be a better character, but the roommate is a psychopath and is actually very clever about how he goes about destroying OP's life and then what OP does to go and get back at him and ultimately win. It's very long. That was a really great one. The most interesting world building one that I've seen was oh god, it was a little girl and she has like an angel demon in her doll and she knows things before they're about to happen and like it starts out with her knowing that her older brother Roger is going to die in a car crash that's going to happen in a second. And it has the coolest world building about how special people have objects that possess angels in them that speak to them and that gives them superpowers.
Hey, Cyrek.
Oh, hey, Cyrek. I got rid of my coins.
But yeah, I think shoot, what was I gonna say? It was about the Hollowoods. I think that's another issue with the Hollowoods. It doesn't build its world very well, even from the first episode.
Yeah, like it's a bunch of vignettes in
which are
an
bound
area
together by a theme.
Yeah.
A stated theme, but it unlike sort of other themed projects, like they have books of vignettes and whatnot where they're bound together by a certain through line. I mean, but
this is bound by the idea that it's taking place in the same area.
Yeah, but it doesn't really build its area, its world very well.
Just for the new people coming on, we're talking about a Spotify podcast that we tried out. It's a horror podcast, and we listened to the first episode. What's it called again? Hello from Hollowwood?
From the Hollowoods.
Hello from the Hollowwood, which is I guess a gothic version, heavily inspired from Welcome to Night Vale. And it is definitely the diet version of Welcome to Night Vale.
Oh yeah. I'd listen to a little bit of Welcome to Night Vale. I could never get into it.
You couldn't get into Welcome to Night Vale?
No.
Oh really? What
like,
didn't
I think maybe because I started out like the first few episodes. But it never really drew me in.
Yeah, typically kind of with that stuff, you want to just skip the first couple of seasons. If it's not narratively through line, if it's not important to start at the beginning, I usually skip the first season because they're trying to get into the groove and you're better when they're really hitting their stride.
Yeah. I do not recommend you do that with the Magnus Archive. They are good. Also, another podcast, and this is one I've been listening to. If you're into D&D and then horror, The Dark Dice is one you should listen to. Like it's an actual play, but it's not like Critical Role or High Rollers where you have the DM primarily describing things or anything like that.
Oh.
It's,
Mm-hmm.
I listened to Dungeons and Daddies a little bit. I need to go back and catch up with it.
No, it isn't a BDSM podcast. Of course, this is.
It is
It's all the
not.
BDSM.
Did somebody say a BDSM podcast?
As Cyrek did in the
No.
comments. Oh, Dungeons and Daddies is the BDSM podcast. No way, it's not.
It's not a BDSM podcast. It's a D&D podcast. But
You just start out. It just so
like, it's
happens
very-
that you start out in a dungeon.
it's very much Dark Dice is very much more focused on the narrative surrounding it rather than the actual play of it, play of the game. So like where when you make a knowledge check or what have you, the DM describes what you know. Well, the characters will actually describe like what the DM told them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they do it in character and all that.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't. It is an Isekai Dungeons and Dragons game. I guess that's what. Well, isn't all Dungeons and Dragons Isekai when you really
Technically,
think about it? Oh gosh. Yeah, I haven't really watched a lot of like Dungeons and Dragons shows like Critical Role where you're watching a campaign go through.
Critical Role is good, but you like you said, you can skip probably about the first 30 or so episode. You can skip probably through most of the Underdark arc because it gets it's boring.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get in their groove. I also see that there's like another campaign show. I've been seeing it mostly on TikTok with this Ginger DM. God, if anyone knows, Cyrek, do you know what I'm talking about? I saw a clip where he's a player is meeting the ghost of his father, and the DM is like, "Hey, it's your father. I just wanted to let you know you're doing good, and I love you," and actually made like the player straight up cry. Do you know what I'm talking about? Does he know? No. Oh, I'm talking nonsense. I'm sorry.
He said Critical Role ruined role playing in D&D.
Oh yeah, hot takes. Hot takes. We'll all be able to say hot takes later.
I'll be honest, Cyrek, I disagree with you. I think I think like most things, we can't blame the show. We can blame the fans.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you debate Neon from Clownfish TV on that. I know he has things to say about Critical Role. We got it made D&D way too mainstream.
I mean, I can see that. I can see that opinion, but at
right.
the same
I mean,
time,
there's such a double-edged sword with becoming more well-known, you know, because more people comes in and it's a fun game to play and it's nice
It
and
is.
social. But at the same time, that's why we're getting the goblins are actually anti-Semitic and orcs are racist.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, oh no, the normies.
Yeah.
And then you get people who have expectations of being just like Critical Role or what have you, and it's not going to be like that.
At all, yeah.
At all.
The DM is different. They're getting paid to do that, so they get to dedicate untold amount of time. A DM has a day job, and I'm sure being a DM takes up the majority of their life. Yeah. And then
Like,
I find with those people too, they don't dedicate. They don't spend the time to like keep with a campaign. Like I tried doing it with a bunch of normies, and they all quit. They couldn't make it because they didn't want to sacrifice every single Saturday. I thought it was bullshit. And I'm like,
what do
come
you
on.
have to do on a Saturday?
I don't know, drink in college. It was a fucking college D&D thing, and the guy tried really hard, and it was actually
What
fun.
do you have to do on the Saturday in college? I can tell you from
drink with
experience.
other people. I don't know.
Exactly.
We were already all drunk anyway.
Yeah.
There.
I don't.
Cyrix a forever DM. But oh gosh.
Yeah, but I don't think Critical Role itself ruined D&D. I think the fandom surrounding it did. Because it was awful. Like the fandom surrounding Critical Role is not good. But
What
I
do they
think we
do?
could I think we could say that about any fandom. They have their
Mm.
negatives.
So what's so bad about them? I've never followed Critical Role.
Have they made a girl try to kill herself for drawing a character a little too skinny?
That's Steven
No.
Universe.
The
Trying to read the
Cyberpunk
Cyberpunk 2020 rulebook. Oh god, I can only
rulebook?
imagine.
Oh god. You know, I don't if I would get like the newest edition of Vampire the Masquerade and we could spend like an entire show getting it, but I don't want to give World of Darkness my money.
I'm playing Vampire the Masquerade video game right now. I was just editing the footage I got from it earlier.
Nice.
Yeah. So I understand a little. It's the old game, yeah.
What's your class?
I'm the spellcaster.
Tremere.
Tremere, yeah. Yes, I am a Tremere, and I still try to melee everyone. I am not good at this game. It's a fun time. I've had a lot of fun with it so far, but I couldn't imagine how fucking complicated it would be on a tabletop form. Although it might be fun to do. Might be fun to try. Especially after if you play the game, you kind of understand the rules.
Editions are, I think are still good. But I know the newest edition is just full of cringe. Full of it.
How can it cringe itself into a corner?
I don't know. World of Darkness has achieved much.
Oh gosh. I'm serious though. Get the 90s rule book and read it. It's pretty good. Oh, so I guess Matthias likes the cyberpunk rules from the 90s. Johnny Silverhand. Anyway. Do we want to move on to our last
liked
bit?
2077. I don't care what anybody says. I liked it.
Oh, you want to talk about 2077? I actually have a couple of things to say. I actually like 2077. I thought its story was actually really good.
I agree. Thank you.
Yeah,
like everybody's on about this thing, how it was horrifying and bad, and I'm just like sitting here like, bruh, did y'all watch the end credit scene? Like the first ending I picked the end all ending.
Sorry, you cut up for me.
Yeah, cut out.
And I was just like, I picked the let's end this. Just let it end. Option.
What, the shoot yourself end?
Yes. I picked
what?
that.
You can actually choose that?
Yes, you can choose that.
Where you're up on the balcony with Silverhand and you could just say, let's end it here, bam.
Yeah. You just choose not to take either pill.
Oh, that's kick-ass. I thought I tried to choose that, but I guess Johnny was like, are you really sure? And I guess I could have said yes.
Like it gives you the option to back out of all three of them, or of most of them, with most of them. But
I did not know that.
Yeah, but then you get like the super sad ending.
So what's the ending if you just let it end?
If you just let it end, Trudy if you've done all the side quests with the characters, Trudy comes on, she's crying, which hurt me. It hurt me quite a bit more than I was expecting.
Trudy? Who's Trudy again?
The lady that gives you the brain dances.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know why Trudy. I thought her name was Rudy for some reason.
I don't know. I think her name's Trudy.
Oh
But
yeah,
she
so she
comes
comes
on and
on. Oh,
she shows up. She's crying because you killed yourself, and
that's
it's
the
very
second part.
upsetting.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
And then the next one, as if to emotionally scar you, is Jackie's mom.
Oh god, no. But like, damn. What else can you
Like
do?
Jackie's mom is like, I know you're in a better place. I hope you feel better.
Oh god.
Like it's emotional gut punch after emotional gut punch, and then Pan Am shows up, and she's just like,
Oh.
"Fuck you, you bastard," and I'm just like, "God damn it, I hate you, but I'm sorry."
Yeah, with all the messages and whatnot. Oh.
Yeah, it is. It's really bad. And then honestly, I think my favorite ending is probably the sun,
What was the sun ending?
where you go back, where V goes back into his body.
Okay.
Johnny moves on with
All
his ex, with Alt,
yeah.
and um
And then you're the boss of the
yeah, you're the boss of fuck, what is it? God damn it.
afterlife?
Yes, you're the
Yeah,
boss of Afterlife, and Blue Eyes shows up and is like, "Yeah, here's the thing. We can go."
and then you're like you go up and you're supposed to do one big job that's in space. Is
Yeah.
that something you did? I actually didn't like that one as much. I don't know. It felt and everyone was so happy. They're like, "Oh my god, you're gonna be something," but I'm like, I'm still gonna fucking die. And I maybe so when I chose that ending, I was in a relationship with the cop guy, and it just really pissed me off because V would not talk
It
to
it
him, and it really
it
pissed me off
upsets
because
me a
I'm
bit.
like, why are you being so closeted about this and cagey? Just talk to him about it. Like, yeah, you're dying and you miss Johnny. Hello, Proton Stalker. I don't know. It didn't like it, and it didn't feel like a victory to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, honestly, like I haven't done the Aldecado ending yet, which I hear is like the
The
best one.
the Aldecado ending is probably the best one.
I got the first one that I did is I got the devil ending, which is I went with Arasaka.
Yeah, I did
And
too.
I
I hate.
started out as a corpo.
I
That
did
was the
too.
most heart-wrenching one. I
Yeah, it
like
was.
sitting in
It's
the chair
so bad.
and you see like V crying in the chair alone, and after that horrifying scene in space where they're like testing you and you're like, what's wrong with my brain? Why am I seeing purple? And then no one like answers your calls,
Mm-hmm.
which is also honestly a little out of character that no one's answering your calls.
And I'm just like, God damn it. Oh, you know what the best part of that game is though?
Huh?
Call Jackie again.
You what?
Like like you can call Jackie's number again,
Oh
and
yeah,
V
you
will leave
can.
voicemails, and it's just like the best thing ever. I'm like, yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, this this is a thing that needed to happen.
I think the only thing that like was able to give me peace, even though it was like the bad ending, is I chose the Arasaka ending, but at the end when Takemura gives you the choice to go into the whatever it is, the hell
Oh, fuck
chamber.
that! I said no. I
I
said no to
said
that.
no, and you just kind of peacefully walk off and you look at the earth, and I'm like, I can live with this in my bad decision, even though
Yeah.
the sun was trying to do what Johnny wanted to do all along, except do it effectively. And so, honest to God, now that I'm thinking about it, uh, the best ending is probably you just shooting yourself, because then Arasaka would have been destroyed by the
Mm-hmm.
sun anyway, and there was no saving you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also kind of like unleash the AIs after some nebulous AI war.
Yep.
All very mysterious, but I honestly like it.
Yeah, I did too. I liked Greedfall as well. That's one I think gets more flack. Is
What's
like
Greedfall?
So Greedfall is an interesting game.
Sorry, Proton asked, "When's the Cyberpunk driving stream?" I did stream for about like 2 minutes, me driving in Cyberpunk, and I literally hit everything but air.
Driving in Cyberpunk's hard. Yes, it is. It's very
I-
hard.
I suddenly finally got into the rhythm how to power slide with motorcycles, and after that, I only did that, and I didn't hit much stuff. But if I try an actual four-wheel car, I will play bumper cars unintentionally until I get to whatever destination. Rack up, the cops are chasing me. Fuck it. So being a woman, siren, you shit.
But yeah, Greedfall is sort of like, I guess, British Empire expansion, but with magic.
Huh.
Like you're start off with you're leaving for a new world. Well, and like you leave one island, like one island for a new world. The new world, which is an island, I guess I can't remember what it's called. It's been a while since I played Greedfall, but it's a very interesting story and a really, really, I think, a really underrated game. But I think a lot of people who have played it gave it a lot of flack, or at least reviewers gave it a lot of flack because it's very empty.
Oh, okay.
But that being said, it is time. We cannot delay the inevitable for much longer.
Oh boy. Hey guys, I still exist.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, Caesar. But myself and Ceddar went on.
Fine. You're good.
Like, I don't know how to
describe what's coming up next?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
No, I don't know how to describe it, but Inquisitor Matthias put it in there. You start off in the Merchant Republic, like Venice, and there's the Science Ottomans and the Vatican, and the natives are Welsh.
Thank you, Proton Stalker. Hail me.
He stares into my soul.
Oh god, are you gonna put it up on the screen?
Is this the video?
Hold on. Okay. What's wrong? There we go.
Yay.
StreamYards was trying to catch up because I added. Yeah. He stares. He stares into your soul.
Yeah. I got the black Captain Morgan for this one.
Oof.
Yes, Cyrek, yes. But Proton Stalker, I don't mean to say empty. I mean, like, I think a lot of people think there's not a lot to do in terms of gameplay, but you have to run everywhere, and I guess they think it's very padded out. Which, I guess could be a thing you could say about it. Yeah, I don't know, but I like the game, so I don't really have much negative to say about it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Time to suffer.
Apparently, they're striking people down.
That play
for
this
playing
video?
this. Yeah.
Hmm.
We shall be martyrs.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with martyring myself for this. I just didn't want. The reason we didn't play the podcast is because I didn't want to martyr myself on a podcast that has like no viewership. So
Mm-hmm.
this, I will gladly martyr myself.
Let's do it. All of you,
It
you're
was nice
stuck
knowing
here
you
with
guys.
us.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done.
As we look at the progress we made the past few years, let us reverse all of that.
Wait, so it's not nothing's playing on my end. I can hear it, but I don't see anything.
Thank
I
God.
just paused it.
Hmm.
Stare.
All right.
So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
You think we're sinful? You fight it.
Oh my God, is the camera panning in right now?
I just see a black screen. I hear everything, but I don't see it.
Can everybody else see?
I see.
Actually, can our viewers see it? That's more
Yeah,
important.
let me see. Give me 1 second. I should be.
Yeah, apparently they can't see it either.
No, okay. Give me 2 seconds. It may have actually like blocked the. It may have blocked the screen, the stream from showing it.
I don't know why you would do that on.
Hold on. Stop
So our
screen.
losers don't want us watching their video and making fun of it.
You can still listen to it. I don't know. That's where most of the worst is.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, I see that.
I want to make sure.
I see
Nope.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, my soul feels violated.
Yeah, yeah. YouTube saved our eyes. If I share the tab, Cyrek, it doesn't play the audio we found, and I don't know why that is, but I've tried previously to share the tab, and it just doesn't play audio correctly.
Technology is evil.
Mm.
Lesson learned.
Oh yes.
The camera is panning in.
Okay, now I don't hear it.
I don't hear it, but I see it.
Oh, hold on. I forgot to share the audio.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah, all right.
Oh no, I do this shit all the time.
Oh god, it looks worse now for some reason.
Whatever. we don't need
It
to
panned
watch
in. I swear to God.
He's just glaring at me. Ugh.
It like zooms in every time you open this tab.
But you're just frightened.
Yeah, sir, you're currently staring into the depths of my soul. I'm not comfortable with that. So yes, I am frightened.
Oh, Cedar's
an
boyfriend can
appropriate
suffer with us too.
Uh-huh.
Suffer with us.
Interrupt your kids
No, I think
if our agenda
he would get
goes.
viscerally angry.
Your boyfriend or
My boyfriend, yes.
Awkward. Okay. You can't leave Cyrek.
God damn it.
The fun's just getting started.
Cyrek was saying share your tab, not your screen. But I think it was working.
Yeah.
Does he
Proton Soccer
know?
said sound, no video. So let me try the screen.
Yeah, maybe StreamYard is trying to
I think
save
it might
us,
just
like Cleric said.
I think it might just be my Wi-Fi at the moment. All right, let's see. All right, did everybody hear that? Because in the past, when I've shared the tab instead of screen, it doesn't play audio.
Well, play it again.
Play it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Jesus
it's slow
Christ.
motion. That was the worst thing ever.
Yeah, it didn't. It sharing the tab doesn't share audio.
That's slow mo.
One moment, we must
Convert your children.
Yeah, that's perfect.
There we go.
that
That's
moment,
perfect. It's
that
working.
one just.
The video is not perfect, but what you did was.
5 nights at San Francisco. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's an appropriate way to describe this. What the fuck, man?
San Francisco.
No, really, what the fuck, man?
You know,
You can't, like, look. I don't know if this is supposed to be a joke or something, but you can't do this shit.
Well, let's see it. Like, I don't even know. I heard what was in it, and this dude is acting creepy, but
yes, let's resume the video. I'm sick of him looking at me.
We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it.
It's paused in I can hear it, but it's paused in place. He's still peering into my soul. And of course, these guys are from San Francisco. The lady who was cutting my hair yesterday was telling me about how awful San Francisco is. Very crime-ridden, crime-infested.
All right, let me see if this helps. We may lose y'all for a moment. Give me 1 second.
Yes, Flint, you're right.
do you think God stays in heaven because he is afraid of what he's created?
Yes. All right.
San
I'm on
Fran is
my-
always shit.
I'm on my hotspot now. Hopefully, I can get a better Wi-Fi signal that will, not be garbage and cause video delays.
It didn't quite work, did it?
You can keep him from disco. Warn about San Francisco. Make him wear pleated pants. Don't care.
Yeah. So, yeah, what's going on? Normally, we don't have a problem with playing videos on.
I swear to God, it's the conspiracy theory.
I don't know.
It's
Like StreamYards is
StreamYards
apparently
doesn't want
having
me to
trouble
watch
with.
it.
Well, if we have to choose between a visual with visual with no sound or sound with no visual, we'll take the latter.
Yeah. So let's keep going. We'll power through.
We'll convert your children. We'll make them tolerant and fair.
No.
Yeah.
I would rather have, responsible children. He's coming for you, Proton Stalker. But his whole vibe is like creepy uncle. Like, definitely creepy uncle
Well, that's the
vibes.
quote unquote joke of this video, is to be creepy and to absolutely confirm all of the fears of the people who hate gay people. I don't know how any of this was ever a good look.
Yeah,
I don't
this really
understand
does-
how they can.
Yeah, I mean, if I was homophobic, this would definitely reinforce that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, commies. You've co-opted the gay movement. Congratulations. Can you not ruin it for Can you not ruin? Can you not rewind time to where being gay was still outlawed? Or considered a psychological disorder? Can we not do that? Creepy school teacher does also work, Mr. Glockwood. But I would rather not live in the 50s where I have to screw some dude in a hotel room because I can't marry him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking. I'm guessing what went wrong was that when in 2015 when gay marriage was legalized, a lot of these gay activists decided to keep on fighting instead of realize, okay, you guys won the war, you got what you wanted, now it's time to move on with your lives. But then no, we have to keep going, keep pushing it.
At first, I didn't get why you'd be so scared of us turning your children into accepting care.
What?
Let it roll for a bit.
Fuck? No. I'm now, Mister. I'm too far from the mic.
Am I too far? Sorry.
No, I'm talking about them.
I think he's too far from his mic.
Oh, them. Also, dude, look at the camera, not yourself.
This man is so quiet.
Caring people, but I see now why you'd have a problem with that.
He's so quiet, and then this man's about to come and bust your eardrums out.
Just like you worried, they'll change their group of friends. You won't approve of where they go at night.
feel like
Where are
that's
they going
just-
at night?
Yeah, I feel like that's just every parent's bag. You're not supposed to approve of where your children go at night. Because
Yeah, it's pretty it's pretty
presumably-
natural to be afraid. Well, your children might go to someplace shady and never come back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that rental lane, if you will. Well, and yeah, not every parent's gonna approve of your friend group. Congratulations. Well, welcome to Parenting 101. Clearly, you didn't have parent. You're missing
Don't worry,
Half
Cyrek. They
your-
diversify.
Okay. Hello, am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Also, look
Okay.
at those cutout jobs. You can't even be consistent. Like one has a halo around it, which looks awful, and the other one just looks completely cut out in the white, which looks awful.
As maybe they're recording it in different places.
Oh, of course, they're recording it in different places, but they had to add that glow behind Mr. Creepy Eyes, but they didn't for the other guy. It's just inconsistent.
All right, are we gonna proceed? Clayton. Ah, shit, he's dead. Ceddar, are you still here?
I'm still here. Oh,
Oh.
oh no, did we lose the host? He's dead, Jim. Oh, his internet must have dipped.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Welcome to the Caesar Show.
Pucker your buttholes and open your legs wide.
Yes, unfortunately, I don't have anything scripted. So, how are y'all doing?
Well, I like it when the LBGT community doesn't fuck up massively.
Me too.
What made them think it was a good idea? Was it the registered sex offenders that convinced them that that would be funny?
I don't know. I guess it's just this very hateful mentality. I guess they just assume that conservatives are just these really scummy, intolerant people that can't ever be swayed.
That's true. They have the other side so far.
So they just want to decide, okay, we're going to deliberately piss you off.
And it pissed everybody off. Everybody didn't like that. It really, what a bad touch, you know.
Yeah.
Just
I'll text Clayton to see how he's doing. At least on the bright side, this video can't get taken down.
There you go. Maybe this is a sign from God, you know.
Yes. Can't take us down for watching the video if there's no video. Cuts away to Eddie
Proton
Murphy.
has a question. What is your question, Proton? Clayton got sent to Brazil. Yes, he did. Matthias, how is he doing? You know, why'd you have to put him in the basement? You didn't care for the female side cyberpunk romance with cop guy? Yeah, I didn't at all. It felt very, very rushed. So there felt like a giant skip between like the first quest that you did with him, and then when you're like meeting his fucking family, and his family is like, "Ooh, he likes you." It really did feel like they had to cut a bunch of stuff to get to it. And then my biggest issue with the romance was it never felt like cop guy ever helped you. It all felt one-sided to him. Like, how much did he really do to help you with your problem? As opposed to, like, I was absolutely head over heels on the floor into Takamura. Because, like, what a fucking bro, you know? Really, really cool character. And you're in there, you have a common goal, and he sticks his neck out to help you. And hell, he pulls you out of a fucking trash bin and decks that fat fucker that betrays you in the face. So there's a lot to like.
All right, so Clayton says that his Wi-Fi cut out.
Oh, damn. Well, I could keep talking about Tekimura for a second.
Yeah.
I understand why they didn't do, like, they didn't do sex scenes with Takamura because the mocapped actor was not comfortable with his image using that way. But you can't tell me that there wasn't something written down. I mean, I didn't even need to go that far. but it just seemed like a ripe relationship, you know? I know he was meant to die, but everyone spread it like wildfire how to save him at the point when he was supposed to die. You don't kill Takemura. I know he is. I know. And that's why I chose the bad ending, is because he was a fanatic. And, like, I understand why. But he shouldn't be. They threw him away like trash. And I don't know why you can't ever confront him with that. They knew all along it was not his fault. It was not your fault that Big Boss Man died. And I know that the son had to get rid of Takemura because he was the first one that was like, this is pretty fucking sus. But when he figured out, he should have known once it came to light that everyone fucking knew that he like should have actually considered everything, or at least you could confront him with it, because they threw him away. He didn't do anything wrong. Oh my god!
Welcome back to the world of the living, Clayton.
I live.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Anyway, you caught the end of me ranting about Takemura. I love Takemura. You're supposed to be two sides of the same coin. Yeah, that's what makes the dynamic so great, but you should have at least been able to confront him with the fact that they knew and they threw him under the bus. Even if at the end of that conversation he still goes back to Arasaka. The fact that you never get to address it with him. Granted, you don't have time because you're dying. But it needed to be talked about. A Halo thing. Anyway. What did you think of Takemura, Clayton?
You know what? I didn't ever really care about Takamura.
Really?
He was never the most interesting thing that happened. He's effectively just a...
Fuck no, I can't do it. Shit.
Are you done? Can I go now?
As soon as I stop laughing, yes.
Really? So not even the conversation while you're at the stakeout?
Oh, where he's like, yeah, it's cool, like with the cat and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so go in general. So why you didn't care about him? Like, what didn't? I'm curious.
Actually, I thought we were talking about the son for some reason. I don't know why. But Takamura never really struck it with me, and I think the reason is from the outset, because even with the corpo.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Go.
Like, I always knew Takamura was out for himself. Like that was going to be the end result. This is my fucking stream, and I will remove you if you keep going.
He was always out for himself, and you can kind of sense that.
Get to Clayton.
Yeah. He was always like, I always knew Takamura was going to be out for himself. Like he viewed V and thus myself as a tool to achieve redemption.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he was an interesting character, like I always knew, like he would throw, if he thought V dying would redeem him would get him back in good with the corporation, with Arasaka, he would have done it. He would have done it in a heartbeat. And that's why. Yeah, exactly.
You a thief. I mean, well, where's the lie?
All the way through.
But where's the lie there? And then,
no,
like,
he's not wrong in that, but but the way he calls you a thief all the way through very clearly indicates that what he thinks, that like his opinion of you never changes. His opinion of the character never changes.
But he does defend you against the Arasaka daughter, or
he does, but only to his own self-benefit.
I guess she was questioning if V was strong enough, and it would be to his benefit to exclaim, "Actually, you don't know what they can do."
Mm-hmm. Like, V gets
when you say that, it makes the ending, the Arasaka ending, make a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
That in the end, that he didn't actually care that, except for in the way that to get what he wants. Because at the end, he gets what he wanted,
and he offers someone who helped him what he believes is a way out. Like, he doesn't do it because he thinks V is a friend or an ally. He very much views V as a tool to achieve his own ends.
Because it did take him way too long to go and visit you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he could have done that the moment the results came in, which was probably like after the first session of tests, that V was still sick, that V was going to die. Takamura could have come to him with that solution.
Right. And like, it didn't make sense to be either in the options of that, where you're like, call Hanako. That was her name. Call Hanako. Call Hanako. When it really should have been, call Takamura. This is the guy I've been communicating with the whole fucking time. Where is he? Where is he? Because I knew from the outset that Hanako wasn't going to talk shit to me. She wasn't going to say shit. But the way to get to Hanako was through Takamura. But you never contact him. I think when he comes in, he says that the doctors were getting really annoyed with you, and then they messaged him, and he was like, okay, I'll come by.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't... Takamura at no point in the game does something to benefit you that is not in turn to benefit himself, which is fair. Or, like, that's who he is as a person. That is who he's... And that's fine. But at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, I know inevitably you would sell me down the river, so I'm gonna keep my distance. Like, you're useful to me, I'm useful to you. We'll use each other, and we will inevitably achieve our goals.
Yeah, that's a very reasonable stance to have on him, and that's the only disparaging view I've heard of him, and it makes complete sense. And like, I got the impression throughout the whole thing, he's very interesting, that he had like a genuine human connection to you, from being, as I think as Proton says, the other side of the same coin. And there was some sort of understanding there, but I do kind of agree that he would throw you under the bus.
Like, at no point does he,
because he kind of does.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he throws you away with everyone else at the end of the devil. When you're calling everyone and they're too busy watching their shows, never mind the fact that you went missing for several months.
Yeah.
He's stuck in his own view of honor and Arasaka. Yeah, because they brought him up from poverty, and it's just kind of stuck in that cultural way. And I thought the beginnings were too short.
With the character creation.
Oh god, so the character creation was very disappointing, and then the corpo intro was cut short. I feel like there was a whole half hour.
I feel like there was a whole thing in that corpo intro.
Because like you're told to go assassinate it, which is great. You don't want to do it. You're stuck in a hard place. You go meet up with Jackie. I guess it's Jackie's an old friend. That was kind of awkward transition. And then people were like, okay, yeah, so we figured out that you're gonna try to kill this person because of course. And then your ass gets wiped out of everything. And then you're just
honestly, honestly, like I felt like that got cut short, and then if they had gone through with it, I would have betrayed Jensen. Like, been like, yeah, this was all Jensen's idea. Here.
Yeah, well, he's an asshole, and I kind of understand being. I like the idea of being stuck in a hard spot, betraying Jensen because it sets up no loyalty to Jensen.
Yeah,
but it feels like there's a whole half hour cut out of that.
It does, and honestly, like even the whole Jensen's actions, I would have just been like, bruh, we're supposed to be somewhat subtle with this shit.
This shit ain't subtle, and this place is probably bugged to high hell, and that's how they know instantly. But someone also, Proton says, it's still a little weird that Jackie would hang out with a high-level corpo. And it's weird that a corpo would hang out with Jackie without more explanation of maybe that they were rags to riches, that they were also a piece of trash, and they worked up the corporate ladder by brown-nosing.
What's implied. Like, it's implied that, I think a little later on with your interactions with Jackie, it's implied that V and Jackie helped each other at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we continue the cringe?
Oh, sure, if you want to do that. I was taking it as a sign of God that maybe we shouldn't play the video.
Yeah, we can continue talking about Cyberpunk if we want.
I have nothing to say on the matter.
Did you guys pick penis size 1 or penis size 2? Everyone chose the bigger penis. Who in their right mind chose the smaller penis?
Did you can choose the penis size in the game?
Yes, you can choose your penis size in the game.
It was funny.
It was funny because then I would take my pants off in the middle of the game and I forgot that they don't have the default underwear, and so I'd be driving on a motorcycle with my dick out.
Is there a circumcised and uncircumcised option?
Yes.
I think there was, wasn't there?
There was.
Oy vey.
But see, no, the genitals weren't attached to your gender selection, so you could be, in fact, trans.
Mm-hmm.
You could be a fat female cock, you know? So that penis size is a woman penis, by the way.
So what are the boob sizes in the game?
Exactly what you think they are. There's mosquito bites, normal, and badonk honks.
Are those the actual names?
No. They're like small, medium, large. Well,
bro, like I was not happy with Jackie's death. Like I think Jackie was in the game just long enough for you to develop like an emotional attachment to him, and then he's fucking gone.
I felt it coming. I invested in it, but also I think there was a glitch happening at the same time the first time I played his death scene. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get the full emotional impact of it because I was laughing that his gun was floating in front of his face. Yeah, no, something fucked up about it. I didn't feel very strongly about Jackie. Maybe because I felt I sensed the dead best friend coming on.
You know, it may just have been me because I wanted to romance Jackie.
Yeah, there you go. I can see how that was.
I wanted to gay romance River.
Oh, River's his name. Oh, I fucking
yeah.
You weren't there for it, but
I wanted to gay romance River, but River's straight locked, and disappointing as that is, I get it.
Did you play his straight locked romance?
No.
It's boring. Oh god, I was talking to Proton because he was asking me about it, and I was explaining all the issues with River, which is I suspect that there was a lot cut out here too. But you go from like the first 1 or 2 missions of like mostly just doing his quests, and then you go in and you meet his fucking family, and then they're like, "Ooh, he likes you," ooh. And I'm like, y'all weren't flirting at all, really, before this with River. Sure, he looks hot, but my biggest issue was like all of the quests and all the romance are very one-sided towards him. You're helping him with his quest, and he doesn't
ever like.
He doesn't help you with your issue. Like, Trudy's a main part. She helps you so much, and like I really felt like Trudy was my fucking friend at the end of that quest line. Who else can you? There's the race car bartender lady.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even really talk to her ever. But that was my biggest issue was River. And also he's a cop while you're playing a lot of characters that would very much not like cops, and that resolution
no,
or that
fuck
conflict
you,
never
Proton
comes.
Stalker. Pan Am is a cunt.
Pan Am is the
Pan Am is a
Pan
cunt.
Am is.
Fuck Pan Am.
Some people like their Cinderays, okay?
No.
I do
Pan
find
Am's
her
introduction is like, bitch, I went out of my way to help you.
Fuck
and
you.
You're just gonna you're just gonna be like, fuck you.
Oh yeah, and then she gets pissed when you don't want to go on some random fucking chase for this dude that stole her car.
Like,
and I went and played that. It's fucking hard. That's hard.
It's so hard.
But she isn't. She gets
so
stuff
hard.
done. I like Pan Am, but I also find her annoying at the same time. So I could see both coins for how impulsive she is, but I also kind of like
Pan Am's a babe.
Endears it. Yeah, see, looks, he knows. Pan Am's hot. I just find her impulsivity kind of annoying. But I also like her. She's a real friend. She's a real OG. She'll fucking be there. Give me more Pan Am. I don't want a one-night stand. Is that what it is? You don't even get like a relationship? Or you're fucking meeting River's family and saying that you're going to have kids together. Some dumb bullshit. And you can't even have an actual relationship with Pan Am.
Meanwhile, I get the fucking mansion up in just outside on the outskirts of Night City.
I didn't like the ending. I don't know. Maybe just all of the endings were bittersweet.
I think that was the intent.
I know that all the endings were supposed to be bittersweet in the life, but I just could not get any joy out of it because V was acting so distant and weird and would not, maybe because like River was there and he's like, talk to me, and V's like, I have emotional constipation, and just fucks off without saying anything, with leaving River like looking genuinely upset about not talking to him. And I'm like, it's not a big deal. Just tell him what's going on in your brain.
Like, yeah.
Literally. I have no options to tell him.
You tell Richie.
Yeah.
Richie knows. Like, Richie knows.
Like, I'm sure River could understand that you're dying. Wait, no, wait, maybe that was the thing, is you didn't tell him that you're actually still dying. And that was like another thing that was pissing me off. And I'm like, what? Just communicate. Why as a player are you forcing me to miscommunicate? I want to choose to communicate. Look, they wanted River to be a healthy relationship. I see that. So let me
be healthy.
Let me be healthy. Look, I find him boring. And not in like a personality way, but like I find him boring, but fuck, let me be boring back. You do and can after romancing her, just that nothing really happens after you do that.
I was scared I was gonna romance Pan Am, by the way. I was scared I would unintentionally romance Pan Am.
I was scared I'd get the girl cooties. I need to take that River dick, yeah. Is there a gay? Oh well, I guess there's the rock star, which is a
Richie,
gay.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought he was funny.
I thought he was pretty good. Yeah.
I thought he was pretty good. I was playing female the whole time. I mean to go back and play male playthrough, but I don't know. I didn't get any romance vibes myself. Maybe I just didn't like the dynamic of a of a train wreck, washed out rock star hanging out with this other dude.
I
That's
mean,
not my forte. I think as a friends it's hilarious and I love it, but I didn't find any romantic dynamic going on
I
myself.
was bereft of options. Like I tried with River. I thought maybe what I'd read wasn't true, and I could gay romance him, but my options were.
You need that
as soon as
strong bear
went
man.
but I went for the kiss, and he was like, "Nah."
Wait, you were able to like dive for the kiss, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Bruh, oh
Yeah.
God."
If you're a male, you can go for the kiss with River on the water tower, or
Oh, okay. So,
but he just backs away. And I was just sad. I was sad.
Ooh,
Like,
that
no.
I know that whole scene was fucking funny. It is weird. I don't know, but it felt
Yeah,
like
Carrie-
a weird. It was an awkward straight relationship moment that was it was cute, but also like I grew out of that. Could we have a little more finesse? Shit.
Carrie.
Same thing. Judy, that's her name. Her name's
Yeah.
not Trudy. It's
Yeah.
Judy. I hear things weird. Yeah. Same thing with Judy. She slaps the piss out of you. She didn't slap me, but I also didn't make out with her.
I didn't make out with Judy either. She was a friend.
Yeah, she was good friend. And also it's not a good idea that if someone's grieving to fuck them. That's a really great way to fuck up your relationship, platonic or romantic.
Yeah.
You need to tell him that you had the biggest dickus in play. And then River would have kissed you.
Carrie, I think I like the romance with Carrie. The dynamic is a little weird. But once like after the initial interaction, if you follow his quest line,
oh yeah, I'm trying to sabotage the Korean band.
Yeah, trying to sabotage the K-pop stars, but it turns out they're super fans of his and didn't know the record label had basically not consulted him on what was going on.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you get to blow up a yacht, which is fucking awesome.
I don't think I finished that. I don't remember.
Like if you romance him, you get to screw on the fiery yacht. Like straight up, you set shit on fire, screw on the couch, and jump off.
Damn, that's a hell of a romance. Why couldn't they do that for fucking River? And then all you got is that awkward conversation on the water tower, which is supposed to be endearingly awkward. But shit, I'm out of high school. I don't want to. Why can't we fuck on the boat? No, I say that like I actually really invested in River's character. I'm really not. I would have rather have been able to fuck a certain DILF, but
I called Carrie at the end. I called him like right before I made my decision.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Oh.
Carrie shows up at the end too. If you romance him, it's not pretty.
Yeah, I bet. Well, like I get the calls at the end too. I also get like I got a call from Saul every time when I didn't do any of the Aldecaldo quest lines, and I was like, why the fuck is he showing up? Saul, Simon, what's his name?
It's Saul.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we just we're hanging out. Just give us a call sometime. And I'm like, I have never met you in my life.
Who are you? How many times did you go get your fortune told?
Not that often. I kind of forgot about it a lot.
No.
I know you-
Never. Not once. Also, Cedar, were you implying that you wanted to romance the Ripper? The Ripper doc? Fucking, what's his name?
Oh yeah, that guy. No, not necessarily. Not that one. I know that a lot of people were whining about that. I was talking about another DILF.
Ah.
Even though that is a fine DILF.
I know Takamura isn't romanceable.
That is the
Which-
DILF.
Oh.
Look,
No.
I'm in too deep. I understand your perspective and I absolutely accept it and agree with you, but God damn it. No one wanted to romance Jackie's girl. No.
No.
She had the Blade Runner vibes where they put the fucking oil across their eyes. I don't think it was hot. I mean, she was
That
nice.
and, like, she's nice and all, but I think the more you find out about her and Jackie's relationship, if you talk to her before the wake,
Yeah, I did.
like, yeah, if you talk to her before the wake and about, like, who she was and who her and Jackie's relationship and how she changed him for the better, it's sort of like, oh yeah, that's no,
That's his girl.
yeah, it
I
would
really
literally
was.
be the most disrespectful thing for me to romance this woman.
Mm-hmm. Not into big hair, nope. Yeah, you don't romance your bro's girl. Although I did like when I chose the Arasaka ending and you're getting your fortune read by her, and then Arasaka rolls up and she's like, "What? Arasaka killed Jackie." And I'm like, "Look, I know you're upset, but we were
Yeah.
robbing them and they did think that we murdered their head guy. So like I really don't hold it against them as if they went out and intentionally tried to murder Jackie."
Proton Stalker, what's wrong with you?
You should have romanced
sir.
his mom. I
Sir.
thought you were making just you made like a video game noise, like a fucking Link Zelda noise.
Yeah.
I didn't read his comment.
His mom was cool. Jackie's
Look.
mom was cool.
Look, there was a shortage of MILFs. We had one MILF. We need more
Hanako?
MILFs. What?
Does Hanako doesn't not count?
Hanako isn't a MILF.
Yeah. Anyway.
Who's a MILF? Rogue's a MILF. Bartender lady's a MILF.
No, fuck Rogue. Dude, no. Just
This man
no.
doesn't like bad bitches, okay? Rogue's a bad bitch. Panem's a bad bitch.
Panem's annoying.
Panem is there for you. She's a little bit too much spirit, but she's a real bro.
Like, I followed Panem's questline and was like, yeah, I get it. I get why you're like this, but you really need to start, like, thinking things through.
Yes, she is very young and impulsive.
And on it, with the devil ending, when Arasaka rolls up,
Oh yeah.
well, I'm just like, I think there should be a dialogue option for like, hey, this is the only way. Like,
That's
this is
kind of
the,
how it was.
I've thought everything. I've looked at all my options. This is the one that's most likely going to get me out alive.
Yeah, that's the
wish
same
it
for me.
wasn't.
For like my character, like I was a corpo, and I was like, this just makes sense. All these other
does.
Hail Marys are gonna kill me. It's such a while. It would make sense that they could fix me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to live because I'm like 25 and I don't want to die. Sierra, did you do all the races to get the end of the story? Have you seen me drive? I did not finish any races.
I did do all the races. I ran through that twice. The first time.
She's
the
like
first
trans
time
too,
I
isn't
drove,
she?
The
Mhm.
first time I drove on, like after we drove her like revenge plot off the road, I drove on. I finished the race, and that pissed her off. And
Oh.
then, after that, I reloaded it and followed. I convinced her basically just don't kill him. There's no point. Whatever
Mhm.
happened was an accident.
Oh. Yeah. I still gotta go. Like, I've been meaning to boot it back up and do another run, so I'll have to actually do that because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Whatever the
Mhm.
revenge plot. I thought it was just races.
It is for revenge.
Racing for revenge. I'm pretty sure that was a pod racing
Quick child.
name. Pod Racer Revenge. Trying to think. Johnny Silverhand. A lot of people wanted to fuck Johnny Silverhand too.
No. Keanu Reeves is not that attractive. He's a cool guy, but he's not that attractive. Sorry.
I know. My favorite thing, I think, during the height of it was someone had a gift set of Keanu Reeves like walking, and he's like, "Wow, that's a pretty confident hip sway for a man with no ass." None. See,
I did like Johnny.
I like Johnny. I thought he was exactly the best part, and he did exactly what the narrative needed him to do. And the evolution of him from being a fucking asshole to when you like, I really still do remember when you go and you find his gravesite quote unquote, and how he really kind of puts his life in perspective, and he tries to
Yeah.
go fix everything.
I think it's very true. I am more of a Hemsworth. Sorry.
Hemsworth. Oh
I-
yes. Mwah.
But I think Proton Stalker, you're right. It was a very rocky relationship with Johnny, but I think that was the intent.
That was the point, yeah. And
Yeah. It's not a
like even at the end,
Yeah.
in my first playthrough when I was really playing the way I was playing, I didn't fully trust Jackie. Sorry, not Jackie, Johnny. Like I was still like, you're being an asshole. You're going out for what's for you, and I'm trying to look out for myself. And that kind of like push and pull. Because at the end, now that I played it a second time and looked at it, he really genuinely cares about you. But
he does. He grows to care about you.
It's the push and pull and the rockiness that's so interesting. And then that talks about his philosophy and then whatever you feel against that. And the friction is what makes it good. Because you're just stuck with each other. Also, it's really funny. After you have the sex scene with River, you walk out and he's leaning against the door and he's like, "Wow, V, I can't believe you made me fuck a cop." Which also implies he feels it too every time, and you do it with anyone. Are you going?
Shh. About that. Let's not think about that.
What? It just turns into a threesome.
I did end up hiring the pleasure service a couple of times.
What? You don't think that Johnny didn't have a pleasure service every other night?
Probably.
He fucking knows.
I know he screwed Alt.
Yeah, he certainly did fuck Alt, and he stared at himself in the mirror while doing it. What a Chad. What a Chad.
My child keeps beating up on my hand.
Your child?
My child.
Your actual child, or something you...
I have adopted a 4-pound fur baby.
Okay. I have some friends that have a child, but I was sitting here and I was like, I think you're referring to an animal.
Yeah, he is.
His cat.
Ow.
Uh-huh. Where's my kitty? Oh, she's over there acting so cute.
Yeah, I wish Roadkill was acting cute. Ow!
His
Tickle
name
my
is
foot.
Roadkill. Aww.
Name is Roadkill.
If we get another cat, my boyfriend said he wanted to get a Maine Coon and name it Hagrid.
Yeah. I approve.
It will be glorious. I think I may have heard Cyric's cat meowing earlier. Maybe. I also heard your brother raging in the background.
But anyway, yeah, I think, and I don't know if I haven't played through any of the other beginnings.
I played Street Kid. That one makes the most sense about
Where
meeting
like
Jackie.
connect the Jackie connection and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually meet him. I think you're both trying to rob the same car, and you're actually rivals until you get caught, and then you get out of the situation together, and then you're like, actually, no, we're cool. It's okay, Sarah. You hear my noise disturbances. I can't judge.
And he is honestly, I think the character that gets screwed the most by the debt by the heist is Bug, is T-Bug.
Yeah, she does.
She does. She gets screwed the most, and it sucks because she seemed like an interesting character.
Yeah, I liked her.
Like, I liked her too, and I was like, "Oh, is she dead?" I kept trying. I kept waiting for her to get in contact with me, and then I was just like, "Oh, she's dead."
She's fried, yeah. Oh, my kitty. I picked up my kitty, and she's ragdolling right now. I didn't realize that T-Bug died when she died the first time.
Yeah, I didn't either.
It was kind of unclear.
And how about the fact that V just walks unarmed into the hotel room with whatever his fucking name was.
At what point?
Dex. Yeah.
Oh, he walks unarmed to that room.
Yeah, like he walks unarmed in there. And it was just like, bruh. Like if I was in that scenario, my ass is armed. My ass is armed because I don't trust this man not to fucking screw me over so he can cover his own fat ass.
Oh, you mean after? Oh yeah.
After the heist.
After the heist, I can say that I didn't see it coming, but yeah, going in.
No,
unarmed,
I saw that coming. I saw that fucking coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Get away from the door. You don't need to damage the carpet anymore.
Is that what he said?
No, that was what I said. But I was like, okay, this man is here. Why is he here? There's no reason for him to be here. As far as he's like concerned, we could make the drop later.
Yeah.
Like we could have made this drop later, or if we'd been successful, all we would have needed to do was call him. I'm gonna say, "Hey Dex, we're at the safe house now."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I was just like, "Oh, he's here. I'm fucking dead. Let me let me find a way to get." He's like, "Go wash the blood off your face." It's like, fine, can do. Don't kill me when I come out.
Gets killed. Oh gosh. You gotta admit, I did love the way Takemura made him fucking grovel at the end. That was some satisfying
I wanted to
shit.
do that myself.
Well, yeah.
Fucking Takemura stealing my shit.
Ew.
Also, with one of the ending with the devil ending.
Yeah.
When you have to assault the Arasaka base, like there's no way to sneak in there. Which sucks.
Oh, well, you just walk in. And then everything starts going to shit around you. So
Yeah, like right at the final assault where you have to ascend the stairs and everything. Like Takamura's like, well, maybe you're a thief. Maybe you can find a way to sneak around. And I'm like, okay, let's see if there's a way. There isn't a way.
Oh, sneak around, you mean at like the building when you're trying to rescue Hanako?
Yeah.
I did it. It was just really hard, and I had to save Scum a lot. Well, you don't really like get in. You have to kill everyone to extend the mission. So you just stealth kill everyone because that's what I had. It was a sneaky tech, and I was fucked if anyone caught wind of what I was doing. Ugh, it's starting to get late for me.
Yeah. Ceddar.
Yes?
So, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks for coming on. I'm still here,
Hopefully
by the
we
way.
can do this again.
Maybe we won't devolve into cyberpunk, but yeah.
Maybe we could do with Cyberpunk what you did for Inquisition.
Maybe if you want to like go through it. I mean, I wouldn't have as much of a teardown as the Inquisition. I'm not sure. Did you watch those?
I watched a little bit of them.
They're
But
quite
yeah,
long.
they were they're pretty raw.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was supposed to edit them down, but yeah.
It's like, and
I
they're
was
just
surprised
like,
you watched them. That wasn't like, oh, you should go watch. I was like, oh, people watched them. Oh God.
yeah. I watched a little bit of them. Haven't seen them all the way through. But everything y'all said was just like, yes, absolutely, 100%. This is true.
Mm-hmm.
It upsets me that Inquisition wasn't, right after Dragon Age 2. When the Mage War is starting.
Yeah, I mean, those were meant to be going into a long form video, which maybe I'll still make. Maybe I won't. But yeah, all the points of just how big of a disappointment it was. But you could see all that on my channel. But I mean, everyone who's in the chat already knows my channel, so. And that is my wrap up. Way to be a Midwesterner and continue the conversation while we're trying to say goodbyes. Thank you. Yes.
Southern hospitality has trained me well.
Mm-hmm.
Caesar, anything to say?
Her or me?
To what?
He said Caesar, but it does sound like Cedar if it's slurred.
I've got nothing to say. I've never played Cyberpunk.
All right. Then hopefully we'll be back next week.
Yes.
Cedar may or may not be joining us, depending on.
So we're still going to try the gay chorus.
Possibly.
All right. Sounds good.
Nice to meet you too, Proton Stalker.
Yes, hail me.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with something new, or possibly the gay chorus again. And do check out Cedar's channel. Well, and if you like us, share us around. Other than that, I don't think anybody has anything else to add. So, y'all have a wonderful night.
Good night.
Yep. Take care.